JJ, did you feel some kind of cohesion between the two games this weekend, some just consistency in the way that you played in these two?
I did. I mean, I thought we ended up with 34 assists. I know we had 31 potential assists at halftime, 18 assists. Luka did a great job of getting us going. Talked to you about that, when we talked at halftime. Really enjoying that we get to do a few of these since we've gone so much of time in the season without having our halftime interview. I'm enjoying them.
Glad to mention that.
And then, the carryover defensively, I thought, we did some things. The two bigs they have, are like Mitchell Robinson level offensive rebounders right now. And they came in averaging 8 offensive rebounds between them over the last 5. Those guys hurt us, giving them second chance points, and thought there was a stretch there in the second quarter where our transition defense wasn't very good, but it was 4 quarters of good basketball. And, to play, we got 6 games in 8 nights. To play in a back-to-back, 1 on the road, 1 at home, where nobody really is getting heavy minutes in either game, I think is important too.
Luka had some spectacular highlights tonight. I wondered if you could talk about the parts of his game that are necessary to pull off that shot he had on the right wing where he falls to the floor and is able to have the strength to get back up and make the fadeaway. Yeah, I mean, there's Coach K used to always use the word daring. There's a daring to Luka's game. It's what makes, one of the many reasons that makes him such a special player. But he had a stretch there in the third quarter. We really struggled. We were struggling to get kind of cohesive offense and a lot of holding of the basketball. And, we called timeout, and I thought that stretch for him, he just made a bunch of amazing plays, and we got our pace back. And, he split the blitz and scores at the rim. He has the wraparound pass. The one pass he threw to Rui, which Rui airballed. Just the anticipation, like not every team, that was just out of Horn's chin, not every team switches that. They usually track with the 5, and they switch with the guy coming off the chin screen. And he read that before it even happened, and Rui gets a wide open 3. So he just, again, processing speed was spectacular in that stretch.
JJ, I think for like 47 minutes and 59 seconds in Phoenix, you didn't play Maxi Kleber. You put him in the game, and he set the screen to get Austin open. He played a lot since then. Just, I guess, what do you like when you have him out on the court? And then do you get a sense for when he has like a play that pops, like the reaction of his teammates?
Yeah, he's we have a lot of good guys on our team. We love these guys. His teammates love him. He's a terrific teammate. It's easy to root for his success, and I think he's, because of when he started his NBA career and some of these injuries, he's not the same that he was when he was at his peak in Dallas, when I thought he was, one of the most impactful and versatile defenders in the NBA. But he just plays winning basketball, and very, very unselfish and selfless.
You guys don't have like a ton of traditional rim protection. He's been pretty good at the basket. Is that something still with his defensive capabilities that he can give you guys?
Yeah, I think the big thing there, I played with him, and remember Kawhi dunked on him pretty good on a fast break when we playing the Clippers in the playoffs, and Morris and George kind of stood over him, and he's literally unfazed by that because he's going to try to block the next shot, and he's going to try to do it again after that. Like, there's just the intent and purpose of just trying to do it every single time. He's going to give you a chance to protect the rim.
Hey, JJ, you guys haven't had consecutive blowout wins in quite a while. How necessary was this, just morale-wise, especially after the 3-game losing streak? Like, how much do you guys need this?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the world has fallen for us, 19 times, and it's just part of the nature of this cycle. And our guys have, like I talked about pregame, our guys have bounced back and responded well throughout the season. Tied in the loss column for 5th and a couple games out of 3rd with, a number of these teams coming up that are right there with us. So we're going to keep plugging away.
Coach, as you mentioned about Kleber, what stood out to you from him during that initial shift he had in the second quarter?
I think he did a good job of screening. They did a good job of rolling. I know the second half is more fresh in my mind, just in terms of the offensive rebounding and the pocket pass he got from Luke. But that he had two poster dunks tonight. Like things you get really excited about. And I think Dan was referring earlier to just the reaction from his teammates on that. It's something that gives your group spirit. I told the team this after. I thought Smart's defense tonight, just totally ignited us at different points in the game. He ended up with 5 steals, but it's like he's diving on the floor for loose balls. He's starting transition plays for us. He gets switched onto the 5, completely stands him up. Right now, the rookie for Sacramento and strips him. He was another igniter for us tonight.
Can you take us through the play when you fell down and then eventually got up and hit the 3?
Yeah, it was on purpose. I slipped on purpose. Just one, and one mixtape. That's what they were saying on the bench. So I did it on purpose.
Fair enough. Do you think that just the number of highlight plays tonight, among them, Maxi Kleber had a couple of big dunks, a big block. I know you go back to Dallas with him, but is that a big part of the spirit of the team, and how much joy do you guys get out of that?
Yeah, definitely. I always say, I really enjoy playing with Maxi. Since our days in Dallas, I really enjoyed. He does all the things that, sometimes don't show in the statistics, but playing with him is amazing.
JJ called Marcus Smart an igniter tonight. Can you talk about his impact, and particularly the play where he had the steal and then that kind of laced down the bounce pass to Austin that led to alley-oop to LeBron?
Yeah, this is not just today. It's been almost every game. When he starts like that, it helps us everybody to lock in. So I'm glad he's on our team and doing this stuff for us.
Luka, JJ said to us that the sky has fallen, I think he said 19 times at various points throughout the season. What have you learned about the group in terms of resiliency when you guys do have that losing streak like you did, but you're able to come back with 2 blowout wins?
Yeah, it was 2 great wins. But, we just got to go game by game. Obviously, there's a lot of noise outside. I try to not pay attention to that. We got to go game by game, and last 2 games, I think we played great.
Luka, 2 very quick ones for you.
1.
I think you like the first one then. Why did you guys let Rui do the pregame thing today?
I don't know. Never again. Never again. It was terrible.
And then we saw after the game, you went over and talked to Novak. What is it about other great athletes when you get some time with them that maybe inspires you, or being able to share moments with other kind of greats in different sports?
Definitely with, Novak, for me, he's the GOAT. So just for him being here watching me, just unbelievable. I talked to him, probably see him after, so I'm just really excited he's here.
Luka, I have a bit of a lighthearted one. I didn't know you were an aficionado of the N1 mixtapes. What was your experience kind of growing up watching those? And do you have a player there that you kind of like or imitate your game from?
I was a kid and I couldn't be on the internet. Maybe AI, Iverson. Did he do it? No?
No, it was like street ball kind of things. And
No. I don't know. I didn't watch. I didn't watch. So they would say on the bench, so that's why I said it. I'm too young.
Živijo, Luka.
Ja.
Najprej vse najboljše.
Hvala.
Smem 2 kratki vprašanji v slovenščini, prosim. Je bilo letošnji rojstni dan lepše praznovati v Los Angelesu kot lanskega?
Ja, seveda. Veliko boljše stanje, ko bi rekel, bolj sem se navadil, tako da ja, veliko lažje.
Pa samo še tole, eno lep uvod v tale današnji dan je naredila že reprezentanca. Nekako so pripravili dober teren za to, da se ji lahko konec junija pridružite. Mogoče ste spremljali tekmo?
Ja, sem. Počel sem mislil, da bo težko, ampak vsaka čast fantom. 18 pik so zgubili, tako da vsaka čast, kako so se borili in zmagali tekmo.
Rui, first of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad you're feeling better. Who decided it would be a good idea for you to do the pregame routine today? And
I literally said no to everybody, but they all pointed at me. I don't know.
Where did it go so wrong?
You know what it is? I think because I was doing it before he was coming back from the injury. Remember the beginning of the season? So they all pointed at me, but I wasn't. I wasn't really feeling doing it. So I was like, no. And they're like, the time was going on. So I was like, all right, come on. I did it, but yeah, I got booed.
Hey Rui, you guys as a team had 14 steals tonight. How much does that help your offense, just being able to get out and transition and get easy buckets?
Yeah, it's big, especially for us, just distract the offense, we've been talking about how we have to be more handsy and then we have to be more, active. And today was a great game. I think Marcus had 5 steals. Yeah, it's a big time, he was hustling, literally he was on the ground every time, every loose ball. So yeah, I think it started from him. Yeah.
Hey Rui, going back to Marcus, I'm sure you've heard his saying about how the toughest team sets the rules. Just kind of, he embodies that. How do you feel like, the team overall has kind of embodied that?
No, yeah, that's true. I think what we did that, today, like a game, or yesterday, last night, the game, we did that. I think we set the tone, that's why we're able to control the whole game. So I think those kind of stuff, we have to keep doing it. I think at a time we kind of do it and then we stop doing it. So we just gotta keep doing it. We have to build the habit of those plays and those small things. We have to keep building.
Rui, Maxi brought some energy and intensity in that first half with that poster dunk, and then he had a little moment with Malik Monk there. What do those type of moments do for you guys as a team?
He's he's literally the guy. He's the guy that make our team. Just he has the he has a good energy. He always bring the good energy to the team. We always talk about how we wanna be like him, Maxi. We gotta be like Maxi. We always talk about that. I know how he approached to this, every day. The bring a positive energy. He always bring the good energy to the team. Whether play or not, he always on the bench. He's cheering for the team. He's trying to help the team win. Those kind of stuff is really big. Especially in he's a vet. He almost like a 35 or something, so he's a vet. So, but yeah, I think he knows exactly what's his role, and when he get a chance to play, he never, he always makes some plays, hustle plays, and he likes to do those kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really big for us.
Rui, kind of a bigger picture question. Now that you're at the 3/4 mark of the season, we're about to pass it. What have you learned about this team, and does it feel like you guys are starting to find a level of consistency in establishing your identity?
I think when we play good, like really good, we looking like a championship team, But when we not, like we have a lot of time that we're not, then we look like we're just literally out of a playoff team, So we have to find at the time we have to kind of have to. Because it's a long season, It's just a long season, like you say, we have a lot of injured guys now in and out, so we have a different rotation, a different kind of, starting lineup, whatever. So, but I think we have to focus on that part. We have to play together, playing hard, and those gonna, be really good for us to, staying consistent, and we can look like a championship team, all the time.
What did you make of that shot that Luka hit? The right wing.
Like when he was falling, I knew he was gonna shoot. I knew it. He loves those kind of shots. He's just he's just like he like those trick shots. So yeah, that was him. You know, that's literally I don't know if you guys seen it, but he really practiced those type of shots. You know, so like for us, it's not really a surprise. You know, it's just like because that's what he does. You know, in the practice and all that. So, but yeah, that's a Luka magic for sure.
八村選手どうもお疲れ様です。まず一つ体調の方はもう今日は全然大丈夫でしたが、
はい、大丈夫です。
はい、それからすいませんちょっと試合のことではないんですけれども日本代表の試合がちょうど2試合週末に行われておそらく八村選手ちょっと体調が悪かったのとおそらく移動中でライブでは見れなかったかもしれないんですけれどもその辺ちょっと見たりとかチェックしたりとかされましたかそれでどのように思われましたでしょうか。
そうですね、僕のチーム側でも話してたので試合があるということを聞いてましたし、結果も見て、中国に負けたんですけどね中国に負けて韓国に勝ったということで、そうやって今日本代表も今こう頑張ってくれているので、そういうもちろん、全員は揃ってないと思うんですけどそうやって頑張ってくれるのを見てすごい僕も嬉しいなと思います。
Maxi, JJ was talking about, and Luka hinted to this as well, just the joy that teammates get from, when you play well and make plays. Do you feel that kind of collective energy from your teammates out there?
Yeah, I do. I mean, every time I do something, you look to the bench, everybody's celebrating. So obviously, it's a good push for me, good push for the team.
What do you think was just successful about the back-to-back here? What do you guys do well?
Playing with the right mindset, continuing where we left off yesterday, sharing the ball, being aggressive, making sure that we take care of the ball, and being solid on defense. Obviously, they had a stretch where they got too many offensive rebounds in the first half, but I think after that, we got it down and just kept building on what we did yesterday.
And then just what are you focused on both sides of the floor, and not just for these two games this weekend, but moving forward? Do you feel like there's starting to be a little bit of a role consistently off the bench for you?
Well, that I don't know. I just always focus on staying ready, being ready. And on the defensive side, making sure I communicate to the guys, make the right decisions on the switches, on the screen calls. On the offensive side, setting good screens, getting my teammates open because I know if I do that, I might get a dish here or there. So it's just playing like the game what I'm expected to do.
JJ brought up a play earlier in your career against Kawhi where Kawhi got the better of you, but you immediately were able to reset and it didn't affect your aggressiveness.
What play are you talking about?
I said Kawhi dunked on you.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Playoffs. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go there, but since you asked for clarification.
Yeah, no, plays like that happen. I think if you try to contest the shots or at least make the shots difficult, go for blocks, it's going to happen here and there. But I will always take the chance and go for it. There will be highlight plays. Obviously, there's amazing players and better athletes out there than me. But if you try to win and try to compete, you just take your chances. Yes, sir.
Anything from Luka tonight that you particularly enjoyed? Just kind of a series of spectacular.
I like his N1 mixtape move. The way he was on the floor, spinning around 360 and then shot the three. That was incredible.
I think there was the one hook pass. I mean, I know he does it all the time, but he had a particular, the one to the corner.
Incredible pass. Obviously, LeBron and him are the best ones to find a corner guy like that, and having a great shooter like Luke waiting in the corner for that is just tremendous for us.